Hi everyone, it's Sydney, and today this is my first video on my own channel. So I decided to start by asking you guys questions and answering them. And I also have a guest.
We broke up. Gone wrong.
Okay.
Keep that in.
I also have a guest with me today. The one and only Jared McCain. Okay, I don't know.
Guys, I just did abs. Look at my abs.
No, that's not what we're doing.
I
need this to balance.
I need it to balance.
Jared, please. Okay. Anyways, like I said, I decided that I was going to ask you guys questions on my Instagram, and I will be answering them. Okay, so the first... Don't punch. Okay, so the first questions that I'm answering are kind of basic ones. The first one was asking how old am I? I'm 19. And what school do I go to and what I'm majoring in? I go to UC Santa Barbara. I'm a second year there, and I'm majoring in political science, and I'm hoping to minor in Black Studies and Education.
Are you dating anyone?
Right now I'm off the market, but my dating life I kind of prefer to keep private. So I don't really think anyone knows him, so I'm just not gonna post it until I know for sure. Like, it's a really good, solid thing.
I didn't mean to knock it down. I was just gonna tell you guys I'm a person. She's dating. Sorry for the interruption.
Also about my school, I had a couple questions whether I like my school. I do like my school. We're on the beach. I like my major, and I like my friends that I have and everything about it. There's also a question that asked what made me choose UCSB, and I graduated high school with a 4.6. So for me, I was really big on going to college that was really good, and UCSB is like the number...
Hashtag flex. 4.6, you don't got it.
And UCSB is the top, I think it's number 7 on top 10 public universities in the nation. So it's a really good academic school. They have a really good Black Studies program, which is something I'm super interested in. It's on the beach. The campus is very pretty. There are a lot of reasons for me to go there, but I think the biggest one was just the academic prestige. So another question that kind of goes along the lines of college and my goals and what I want to do. We're asking what is my goals and my ambitions. I originally went to college thinking that I was going to graduate obviously with a degree in political science and then go to law school after, which I'm still not 100% like done with. I think that going to college really changes the way you think about things and kind of puts into perspective whether your dream or the goal that you like really wanted to have, whether it's a career or whatever it is, if that's actually something that you want to do. So for me, when I went to college, it was kind of a reality check of like how much school and how much effort I'm putting into it and whether the career is something I really want to do. I really have a big thing for teaching. I love teaching, whether I am going to be a professor or like second grade. I really like teaching. I always have since I was little. So I definitely think that if I don't end up taking the route to law, I will definitely be teaching. I either want to teach like second grade or be like a professor and like teach like Black Studies or even political science again. Kind of no in between. Some of these questions I feel like I've already answered, the ones about Jared, but I feel like maybe they'll be answered again because we did make a Q&A that never got posted onto our YouTube. Just want to say now that the video is now posted on our YouTube like 5 months late, but if you want to go look at it, go to Jared Sit on YouTube and go watch our old Q&A. Okay, back to the video. So you guys didn't get to see the answers to those questions, but me and Jared met at our high school. We both went to Centennial, and that's how we got connected. My first thought, or my first impression of Jared, I thought he was really funny, really goofy. When I first meet people, am very like closed off. Like, I do not speak if I don't know you. I'm just, I guess, shy, and I have social anxiety, so it's just a combination of things. I'm just not good when I meet new people. So when we first met, like, I basically just laughed at everything he said. and it was a good thing he was funny, so I didn't look stupid doing it, but I thought he was really funny. He got me out of my shell pretty quickly. Okay, so I've also gotten questions about long distance that me and Jared do. If you didn't know, my school's like 3.5, 4 hours, depending on traffic. It could be like 3.5 hours, it could be 4 hours, whatever. And we do long distance, so I had questions about long distance and how we make it work, and then also how we make it work with Jared's basketball schedule and just being busy and not lose yourself in a relationship. A lot of questions about relationships, so I'll just answer them all as best as I can. So I think that the biggest thing for me and Jared with our long distance that makes it work, I know personally when we first started, I was on TikTok looking for every tip possible, and I saw one that had said that it's better if you guys don't talk throughout the day, so that at the end of the day you have so many things to talk about. And I think personally, that depends on you, but for me and Jared that just doesn't work. I know that for me and Jared, we will text and call like every second we have available. I've been on FaceTime with Jared at the gym before. Like, I feel like there may be times where we're on the phone in silence, but it doesn't matter because we're in each other's presence. So I feel like it just depends on what you need. Maybe if you're more needy or you like that constant communication, you want to talk all the time. But I know that's the one thing that works for me and Jared, is just communicating everything and also getting to know each other's schedules. Whenever my like new quarter starts, I know I tell Jared right off the bat, like, these are my classes, this is when I'm going to the gym, and he tells me, obviously I already know his schedule, so that way we know what times are available, what times we can talk, what time to leave each other alone. I think that works really well. You think that was good?
Oh, you're doing good.
So to answer another question that asked, how do I make it work with Jared's basketball schedule? And I saw another one that asked about the sacrifices I've had to make being with Jared. I think those kind of go hand in hand, because I feel like any athlete, I feel like especially if you're at Jared's level, it's really hard with their schedule, and I feel like it's very different because in most relationships it's common to be like, not that it's not 50-50, but it's always like I can meet you halfway type of thing, whereas when you're with an athlete, especially Jared with how busy he is, how committed he is and dedicated, and he's traveling everywhere. Me and Jared being long distance and him being so busy and traveling everywhere and just being so dedicated, I kind of have to do a little bit more of the work in a sense of like I have to travel to him, and that's also the reason why I stay with him so much, is because of the fact that he's literally everywhere. He's at like 4 or 5 places in one day, and it just works better if I'm there. Like, it just makes more sense for me to be here all the time, because this is like the little time we have on like car rides, or like right after his workout, or getting food between workouts. It's time that we wouldn't have if I wasn't like with him all the time. I think long distance wise, when I'm at college and Jared is here, what I mean by doing more work is the sense that the weekends that I have free, Jared most likely does not have free. In fact, he literally almost has no free weekends when season starts and when I'm in school. So it means just I'm the one who has to drive down to him, because obviously he can't make it to me when he's busy and stuff. So I think it has to, long story short, I feel like you have to accommodate their schedule, which might be difficult, especially if you have other things going on. But you kind of have to take sacrifices and realize what's important, what you want to go to, what you can't go to, because there are things that I can't go to, and there are things that I have going on in my life that I don't want to miss, but like there's something going on with Jared too. So it does make it hard, but I just think that you have to accommodate to their schedules and try your hardest to just show up for anything and everything you can. And there are ways that me and Jared meet each other halfway, even though it's not the normal way. Like if I'm taking the train, he'll pay for my train ticket or stuff like that, where it's not him physically going up to me, but we're still meeting each other halfway. And I think you guys both have to work at that, with him telling me about his schedule, where he's going to be, and how he can help me, and me communicating to him what I need help on, what I can make it to, and stuff like that. So I think it is really difficult, but if you both try, you can make it work. Another question I have is how to not lose yourself when you're in a relationship. This is actually something that I have been actively working on, and I'm still working on it. I do think that long distance definitely helps, because when I'm at school and during the school year, I'm in my own house. I see Jared, like I see my friends I live with more than Jared. I was listening to a podcast by Emma Chamberlain, and not that she knows everything about relationships, but she was talking about how when you are with someone, the same values and the same things that were important to you when you were single, in the sense of like going and seeing your friends, seeing your family, like having days to yourself or having like self-care days. They should be implemented when you're in a relationship. So for me, I know when I'm long distance, it's honestly, I wish I had more time with Jared than I do at school, because I have my own friends, I have my own circle. I'm literally like 4 hours away from him, and I have my own life without him. But I do feel like when I come home for summer, I am like super, it may look like I don't have a life because I'm always with him. I don't post it just because I feel like it's not the content that I want to post, or I don't think it's interesting. But I always make time to be with my family, spend time with my friends. So I think you have to make sure, like, okay, what were the values that were really important to me when I was single? Like, I love hanging out with my friends, I love like having me time, and make sure that you're still implementing that, almost in the way that like if they were gone, your life would be almost the same. But yeah, I hope that answered that question. So the next question is if me and Jared fight, and we literally fight all the time. I can't even explain how annoying and obnoxious he can just be sometimes, but we just fight. Lately we've been fighting so much, like screaming, throwing things. I almost lit his bed on fire, and
You little prick. You're a little prick, aren't you?
Jared, do you want to talk about how much we've been fighting?
She hit me in the head with a bat.
Stop! Stop it. He's kidding, by the way. No one take that seriously. I'm ready to cut that out because people are going to think you're being serious. I would never.
You have to cut out that whole question. That first part will get cut, and then they'll put it into a...
But I feel like you can tell I'm kidding. I'll put it...
Not in the beginning.
Oh, a question that I should answer, because this is the first video on my own channel, is what made me... Another question I should answer, because this is my first video on my own channel, is what made me want to start my own channel. I think, for me, I've always wanted to be a YouTuber. I feel like even when I was little, I have videos of me recording myself, like putting lip gloss on and doing my hair and calling it a day. And I've always loved it. I've always loved YouTube too. I like went to VidCon when like Tyler Oakley, like I feel like when YouTube was really becoming popular, I've always been super into it. And when me and Jared started our own, I at first was like super nervous, but I started to really like it. And now I kind of have watched YouTubers that I really like, and I love the content that they make. So I just kind of wanted to, I guess, branch out a little and make my own. And obviously I'll still be posting, not me, but me and Jared will still be posting on ours. But I thought it would be fun just to kind of have my own, just for me, that I can kind of post my content, like college and stuff like that on. So yeah. This question, Jared is gonna like it. It said, did your style really change when you started to date Jared? And
answer this correct.
I will admit that my style did change, but not too much. I had the right foundation. I was on the right track.
She wore mids.
No, Jared, stop.
Oh, you didn't?
Okay, well, they were cute mids. They were cute mids. And I only wore them, like, not important. I think that Jared did push me along. Like, Jared, like, kind of, like, gave me a little nudge so that fashionably I could be where I am today. But I do believe I would have gotten there on my own. Jared just like showed me a shortcut. But I will say that like I do take a lot of things from Jared. Like the Birkenstocks that I now have 2 pairs of, I got those from Jared. I don't know what else, but I would say Jared's really into fashion. So he does have an influence on my fashion sense, but it's always been there. Like, don't think that I dressed horrible before I was with Jared, because I did. Because I did dress good before I was with Jared. Enough. You're done. How has it been keeping up with your own social life as well as being with Jared? This one kind of goes along with the long distance question that I answered before. But I think that, especially with me and Jared, because we both went to the same school, a lot of our social lives are able to like blend in the sense of like he's able to hang out with my friends and I'm able to hang out with his friends. And especially, like I said, with long distance, I almost have a whole social life outside of Jared. So I do feel like it's not that hard for me. It would definitely be harder, I think, if I was always with him and I wasn't at school. But yeah. How do you handle all the attention? Not like that, Jared. I mean, like, should I just cut this out?
What were you gonna say? I was just wondering what you were gonna say. What attention are you handling? I'm just confused. No. How do I handle attention? And I handle it because I'm just humble. I'm the humble queen. I just didn't die.
I think that obviously.
Like, what were you gonna say with that?
No, I thought that they were referring to like me and you, and I was gonna talk about girls and stuff like that.
Oh god.
You don't think that's what they meant?
I don't know what they meant.
I thought they meant there. What kind of videos are you planning on posting? So I know for me, I'm definitely planning on posting a lot of college content and me being at school because that's what I'll be doing most of the time. So whether it's like a day in the life or like a couple days in my week. I also plan on doing a lot of hair stuff. Right now my hair is in braids, so I cannot do much. But once my hair gets out of braids, you can expect content for like curly hair or trying hairstyles. And also there'll be content that includes Jared and his life too. I'm kind of not sure how to navigate like whether a video should belong on my channel or our channel, but Jared will still be making appearances obviously. I also like a lot of lifestyle content. Some of my favorite YouTubers, like Aslia Williams, Alyssa Howard, Aaliyah Simone. If you watch them, I really like their lifestyle videos and how like they can almost film them just doing anything, whether it's going to the gym or going grocery shopping or like simple things, but like just because of who they are, they make it fun. So I also want to do stuff like that because I figure why not. Get ready with me so I can do more like videos talking. I can film stuff with me and Jared. But yeah, a little bit of everything, I would say. Just depending on what you guys like and what I am comfortable with. What is the one thing you like to do on your free time? I know my free time, I personally love reading. So my free time, I will definitely be reading. I used to paint like all the time. I haven't done as much, but I kind of want to get back into when I go back to school, just to kind of give me like a release, a little break from my schoolwork. But honestly, I have been very academically driven all my life, so once I start school, like I'm so like locked in and school's like all I do. So honestly, I only do like, I guess, my hobbies during the summer, because once I do school, like I don't read, I don't do anything else besides, I go to the gym. So I guess working out is what I do in my free time too. Even though I'm not as consistent as I would like to be, I have been really consistent before. Like last school year, I was literally working out like every single day, and I wanted to get back to that. But I would say on my free time, I like reading, I like painting, I like just hanging out with friends. I like being outside. It's like at my school at the beach makes it super easy for me to just have like alone time to like journal, do whatever I want. But yeah. Hey everyone, so if you can't tell, I think the room looks different because, let me not get my toes. Anyways, last night when I was filming, my camera died. So me and Jared decided to take that as a sign to go to sleep. Now it's the morning, he's at school, I'm here, but I'm gonna finish answering some questions. So yeah, that's what we're doing. I think I might just lay down for the rest of this because it's so much more comfortable. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, one question asked, what is my nationality? I am mixed with pretty much everything. I'm Black, Puerto Rican, Japanese, Mexican, and Native American, and German. So it's a lot of everything. My favorite YouTube channel or channels, right now my favorite YouTubers are probably Aslia Williams, Alyssa Howard, Aaliyah Simone, the Learman twins. Who else do I watch? Cody Ko. And honestly, that's pretty much it. I love watching the like kind of lifestyle type of like vlogs like that. So if you guys have anyone else who's similar to who I mentioned, please let me know because I love them. What are some common misconceptions that people make on the internet that aren't true? This is actually a good question. I feel like there are a couple. Basically asking what are some things that people assume on the internet that are wrong about me. I feel like one big one is that people who assume I don't have a life outside of Jared or something along that line. And I get it because of what I put out on social media. It seems like I'm all about Jared, which I am. I love my boyfriend to death. But I do like see my family. Obviously I go to school. I have friends outside of school. I have a whole life outside of Jared. But for me, I just don't like posting about it. So I would say that just because of what I put out there, people assume that my whole life revolves around Jared. Which I guess if you don't know anything about me, that makes sense. But yeah, no. I just love my boyfriend and I just love posting him. And for me on TikTok, I've never really posted myself that much. Even when I didn't have a boyfriend, I didn't post myself. And I literally only started posting Jared because I liked the cute relationship trends. And that's pretty much all I do now. So I think that's a really big misconception. Favorite places to shop. I would say my favorite places to shop are, I love Cotton On, Garage. I wear a bunch of Ryoko rain shorts. That's like a staple in my closet. PacSun. I've been wanting to get into thrifting more. I just haven't because I haven't had the time to do it. But that's something I kind of want to get into more. But I would say those are my solid go-tos. One person asked braids or curls. I go back and forth because there are times when I have my curls and I'm sick of them and I want braids. And there are times when I have braids and I miss my curls. So I go back and forth. I feel like there are pros and cons to both. Right now, as you can see, I have my braids and I love it because it's saving me time. I think they look so cute. So right now I feel like I'm on team braids, but I also love curls. My whole TikTok For You page is full of girls with like pretty curly hair. So I always see it and I just love and appreciate it. So I would say, I feel like point blank, like bottom line, curls. I do love a good braid, but I do love my curls. What was it like the first time you met Jared's parents? So I met Jared's parents separately just because his dad is a flight attendant and he's like busy flying a lot. But I met his mom the first time me and Jared ever went on a date. And I loved her. She was super sweet. I kept on meeting her every time me and Jared would hang out. And then I feel like when I came over for the first time, I got to know her even more. But Jared's mom, I feel like the way you see her on TikTok and social media, just being like super warm, like sweet, like likable, lovable actually, is how she is in real life. So I wasn't scared at all. I was immediately comfortable. Jared's dad I met probably a little bit after we were together. I was actually so nervous to meet him. But I would say that he's almost the same way. I never really had a problem meeting either of them. I feel like my biggest problem is just getting comfortable, just because it takes me forever to be comfortable with people. But they're both literally the nicest people ever. I love them. So I feel like it just went super well. I couldn't have asked for it to go better. One question I get a lot, and I've constantly been seeing, there are different variations. Basically they're asking, what does long distance look like for me and Jared when he leaves to Duke? If I'm planning on going to Duke, if I'm staying. And I could give a really long answer, but honestly, the bottom line is that I do not know. In regard to us staying together, I know that we're going to be together no matter what decision I make, and we both have talked about this. So our relationship isn't really my concern. It's just whether I want to stay at UCSB and do long distance, but be at my school, or whether I want to be online or be with Jared and be with him in North Carolina. So I feel like it honestly is up to me. It's a really hard decision. It can go either way. I've talked to like my parents, Jared's parents, Jared about it, and I feel like everyone who I ask has a different opinion or looks at it differently. So I do not know yet. This one question asked, from the first time Jared texted you, could you explain how the journey was to being boyfriend and girlfriend? Okay, so basically I'll make like a cliff notes, I guess, a little summary of what it is. I won't really go into detail, but me and Jared went to the same school for the longest time, and pre-quarantine or COVID, when we were like physically both at the same school, we didn't talk at all. We knew of each other, like I knew of him. I had like friends who were friends with him and stuff like that, but we literally did not talk. And also, my dad is a football coach at my school, so I've always been raised around football, so like not that I didn't care about basketball, but so then Jared DM'd me over quarantine, and he's 2 grades younger than me, if you didn't know. So for me, I was like kind of like, no, not feeling it. But then I realized Jared's a reclass, which means he's only 1 year younger than me. We're actually a year and 1 day apart, to be exact. And then we started talking. We would just kind of like DM back and forth. It wasn't like anything serious. And then one day I think we just FaceTime randomly, and then it became a recurring thing. We started really liking each other. We went on 2 dates. We went to the movies. That's where we had our first kiss. And we also went to the Irvine Spectrum, which is like an outdoor mall kind of by us. And then that's when Jared cut it off, and Jared said that he didn't want a relationship. He was like, I love you, you're my dream girl. He didn't say I love you, but you know what I mean. Just saying that he liked me, I was his dream girl. It has nothing to do with me, but he just doesn't want a relationship, and he wants to focus on basketball. Which for me I was fine with. That's fine. And everything kind of stayed the same though. We kept on hanging out, we acted the exact same, nothing changed. It was like consistent like that for a couple months. I would say he like rejected me in October. So then in December, Jared had COVID for like a week, and we literally were on FaceTime the entire week. Like I really don't think we were on FaceTime for longer than like 2 hours, because he was homesick. We would like play Fortnite and just be on the phone forever. So then on Christmas Eve, by that time it had been like 4 months, I want to say, me and Jared like talking, getting to know each other. I brought up the question of like, what are we doing? Because for me at least, and for Jared too, the biggest thing in our relationship at that point was the fact that I was going to college. And at that point in time, actually, I was planning on going to college on the East Coast, which was even a bigger commitment. So for us, it was like either we kind of decide to be friends, or we do this like relationship thing. And actually we originally were planning on like cutting it off when I went to college. And it's funny because like that plan of us, I guess, not being together once I left to college, obviously I didn't go to college across the country, but within a month I would say we both were like, we love each other and we didn't want to do that anymore. Someone asked, what type of music do you listen to? I wish that Jared was here. He's at school to talk about how big of an influence he has on my music taste. But I will, one, listen to honestly whatever Jared's listening to, because whenever I'm with him and like in the car, workouts, I listen to whatever he listens to. But lately actually it's been interesting. I have stopped listening to rap music. Sorry I'm gonna offend people, but like Lil Baby, Lil Durk, NBA Youngboy, it's just not gonna do it for me. Like that's just not real music to me. I love, like, my favorite music of all time is like 90s, 2000s R&B. Like that's just gonna do it for me every single time. I just love it. Right now I listen to a lot of like Blast. Let me go look at my playlist. I listen to a lot of Steve Lacy, Thames, Brent Faiyaz, Tyler the Creator, SZA, Jhené Aiko, Frank Ocean. There's a little bit of rap a little bit. Like I listen to like Kaylin, For Real. I listen to Blast and Bino, a little bit of Larry June because of Jace actually. But I have just kind of stopped listening to rap as a whole and started listening to a lot more R&B. I think it actually made me happier. I think it works. I also listen to The Weeknd, Kehlani, Summer Walker, Kendrick Lamar, Daniel Caesar, Her, Drake, Bryson Tiller. That's who I listen to a lot too. J. Cole. Okay, I'm gonna stop listing, but that's who I listen to a lot. Okay guys, so I think those are all the questions that I'm going to answer today. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in. If I didn't answer your question or there are more that you have, I can always make another video. Just let me know down below. Also, I would appreciate it if you guys would comment any videos you want to see, any content you're really looking forward to. And yeah, if you haven't already subscribed, thank you so much for watching. And I will see you guys soon with another video.